Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Vanessa of Servants Beat. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click notification bell. And in today's tutorial, we are going to be making this pyramid slash triangular shaped beaded bag. This bag is so easy to make, so make sure you watch the entire video to the end without skipping any parts so that you don't get confused. So yeah, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you know when I upload a new tutorial. And without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So I'm using this 8mm brown round bead. Color is so good, it looks like chocolate. Then I'm using a 0.7 fishing line, and of course you're going to need your scissors. So you're going to cut a fishing line that you are comfortable to work with, and you are going to string 6 beads on one end of the fishing line. So go ahead and pick 6 beads and string them, and with the 6th bead you're going to cross with the other end of the fishing line like you see me do in the video. So you're going to cross, and this is going to form a circle of 6 like so. Then you're going to continue. You're going to separate both fishing lines. Insert 2 beads in one end of one fishing line, insert 2 beads in the other end of the other fishing line, then pick up 1 bead again, then cross with that 1 bead. So that is a total of 5 beads that we've inserted, and we are crossing with that 5th bead, and that is going to give us another circle of 6. So we're going to repeat the same thing again. Insert 2 beads on one fishing line, 2 beads on the other fishing line, then pick up 1 bead, and you're going to cross with that last bead. So you're going to continue doing this until you have a total of 20 circles of 6. So basically this bag is an equilateral triangle, so I need a total of 21, so that one end is going to have 7, the other end 7, and the other side 7. You know how a triangle looks like, right guys? So I've just counted. You can go ahead and count. I have 20 circles of 6 right here. Then I'm going to take one of my fishing lines, the one on my right for example, and I am going to insert all 5 beads on that one fishing line. Then I am going to cross with the other end of the fishing line. So this is going to sort of turn my work like this. As you can see now, that crossing bead is facing downwards like so. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. Yep. So I'm just going to insert my fishing line into the following bead right there, that bead that you see me inserting my fishing line there. So my fishing line is attached to 2 beads now. Now with the fishing line on my left, I'm going to pick up 4 beads and cross with the 4th bead, and that is going to help us complete a circle of 6 because our fishing line is already attached to 2 beads. Okay, so we are going to continue working with the fishing line on my right, which is my dominant hand. I'm going to insert that fishing line into the next 2 beads like so, and make sure that the 2 beads are from 2 separate circles of 6. That's what I'm pointing. Okay, your 2 beads should not be like 2 beads on the same circle of 6. There should be 1 bead from one circle of 6 like that one, then another bead should be from the next circle of 6. Okay, so that is how you want your work to look like. Now with the fishing line on my left, or my non-dominant hand, I use that fishing line in all my projects to pick up beads. So I just picked up 3 beads and I'm crossing with the 3rd bead like so. Yep. Then we are going to continue. You're going to insert your fishing line into the following 2 beads again, the fishing line on your right into the next 2 beads, and the fishing line on the left I am going to pick up 3 beads and I'm going to cross with the 3rd bead like so. Now this is basically our pattern for our entire bag, so I'm going to repeat this until I basically get to the end. Now before we get to the end, I'm going to show you guys what I do when my fishing line gets short. So I'm just going to insert 3 beads into the fishing line that's supposed to pick up beads. Then I just make sure that both fishing lines are in the same place, like you see right there. Both fishing lines were in the same place, so I just tie it using a double knot, and that is basically it. Then I pick up my fishing line again, then I cut a new line, then insert it into the next 2 beads, then into that 1 bead which we were supposed to use to cross last time. Now when I'm working with a project like this, I don't usually tuck in my fishing line, especially at the beginning, because I've just done like 1.5 row. I don't usually tuck my fishing line or cut it off at the beginning because I still need to work on that row. And if I tuck in my fishing line and cut it, it's going to block the holes that is going to prevent me from basically continuing my work, or it's going to prevent me from working the next row. So I usually leave all my fishing lines for projects like this until the end, then I cut it off. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Okay, so we are at the end and we are going to finish up row number 2. So you're going to insert your fishing line into the next 2 beads like so. Good. Then with the other fishing line, we are going to make some sort of a depression. Remember, on the other side, this second row was sort of inside, then the first row, as you can see, is pointing outside. So the fishing line on my left, as you see me show, I'm picking up 1 bead into that fishing line on my left. Then the fishing line on my right, I am going to pick up 2 beads like so. Then I'm going to cross with the second bead. So 1 bead on the fishing line on your left and 2 beads on the fishing line on your right, then cross with the second bead. So as you can see, my fishing line is now popping towards the edge. I'm going to zoom in, popping out towards the edge so you can see where it is. Let me fix the lighting as well. So it's sort of at the edge like this. Then with the fishing line on my right, I apologize for the bright light, guys. My lighting was not even working with me this particular day. Like, I was suffering. So with this fishing line on my right, on my dominant hand, I'm going to pick up 5 beads. Okay, 5 beads, and we already have 1 bead, which is the bead that we crossed. So to make it a total of 6, we picked up 5 beads. So I'm going to cross with the 5th bead right there, and that is going to give us that row which is showing outwards, basically that row that looks like it is pointing outwards. Okay, so as you can see, those are 2 similar rows that I'm pointing. Then we're just going to continue the pattern of inserting our fishing line into 2 beads. Now the 2 beads are supposed to be inserting are supposed to be of 2 different circles. Then pick up 3 beads with the other fishing line, or the fishing line on my left, then cross with the 3rd bead. So we're going to do this again until we get to the end, and this is basically a 2-row repeat beaded bag. So we're going to repeat row number 2 and row number 3 for the entire bag. Yeah, so we're just going to repeat row number 2 and row number 3, like I said, for the whole bag. And you're going to have 1 odd row, 1 even row, 1 odd row, 1 even row, or a projecting row and a row that's inside basically for the entire mat, because it's a mat that we are building. So we're going to repeat this until we have a very long mat like this. Okay, for the mat, we have a total of 7 projecting rows, as you see me count. 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. I've just counted 7 projecting rows and 6 inner rows, which gives us a total of 13 rows. You can go ahead and pause the video and count it yourselves. And guys, I apologize for the bright light. Really, there was literally nothing I could do. Like, it was either too bright or too dark. Okay, this day was not just good. Okay, now we are going to start building up the sides. Now you're going to go to the longer side of your bag, find a new fishing line. That's me still working on the lighting. Then you're going to count 7 beads from one edge, put your finger there. 7 beads on the other edge, put your finger there. Then the base should also have a total of 7 beads. So we have just counted the 2 sides, then the base. So we are going to start working our side or our corner of our bag from the base and going upwards. So on that 7 bead that you see me pointing right there, I'm going to insert my fishing line into those 2 beads off the 7th, the 7th circle of 6 right there. So this is the last circle of 6 of the side. I hope that this is going to make sense to you guys. So this is the last circle of 6 from the side. Then I'm going to insert my fishing line into the next circle of 6, which is going to be the first circle of 6 for the base. I hope that made sense. Okay, so let me just show you guys again. how everything is looking like. So my both ends of my fishing line are on the last circle of six, which is the seventh one that I'm pointing there. Both fishing lines are there. Then I'm going to basically insert my fishing line into the next two beads in the next circle of six, which is the first circle of six of the base. Like I said, we have a side, a base, and a side. So we are working with the last bead of the side and the first beads on the base. So this is what it's going to look like. Basically, your fishing line should be in 4 beads. Okay, your fishing line should be inserted in 4 beads. And if your fishing line is in 4 beads, how many beads do you need to complete your circle of 6? 2 beads. So with the fishing line on my left hand, which is, like I always say in all my videos, my fishing line, the fishing line that I use to pick up beads, I'm going to pick up 2 beads, then cross with the second bead, like you see me do. I'm just joining my fishing line together since it's a new fishing line and I want it to be equal. So we have a circle of 6 right here. So we're going to continue our normal pattern, okay guys? Then we are going to insert our fishing line into the next 2 beads, like so. And of course my fishing line has a tangle. Then you're going to pick up 3 beads because our fishing line is attached to 1 bead. Then the 2 beads that we've just attached it to. So to complete that circle of 6, we need 3 beads, and we're just going to cross with the 3rd bead. Damn, I've been talking so much in this video. Yeah, so that is our second circle of 6 for the base. So we're going to insert our fishing line into the next 2 beads, then pick up 3 beads with the other fishing line, cross with the 3rd bead. And you guys, I mentioned that the base was 7, so we need a total of 7 rings of 6 or 7 circles of 6 for the entire base. So you're going to work until you have a total of 6 circles for the base, and I'm going to show you guys how to complete the 7th circle. Okay, here we are, and we have a total of 6 circles of 6, and now we want to do the 7th. So our fishing line is already attached to 1 bead, right? That was the crossing bead. So we're going to move our fishing line into the next 2 beads, which is the last circle of 6 of the base, right? Then we are going to insert our fishing line into the next 2 beads, which is the next circle of 6 of the other side. Okay, so those 2 beads of the other side, you know, we have just inserted our fishing line on the side. Now the beads on the side, we are done with the beads on the base. We just insert our fishing line with the bead into the 2 beads that are on the side. So our fishing line is attached to 2, 4, 5 beads right now. And of course, to complete your circle of 6, you need a total of 1 bead to complete that circle. So that is 5 that I just counted, and to make it 6, we just pick up 1 bead, and that is going to be our crossing bead. I really hope all of this is making sense, guys. Okay, we just crossed this darling, and we are going to it just shows that we've completed row number 1 of our base. We have a total of 7 rings of 6 for the base. Then we are going to continue. Obviously, I'm going to insert my fishing line into the next 2 beads of the sides. We are completely done with the base right now. We're going to be working on each side. So our fishing line is attached to 3 beads right now. So if you're working, you know, if the working line, basically the working line is supposed to be attached to 2 beads, right guys? I hope you guys remember that. So I am going to insert that fishing line, you know, my working line, into the next bead. I don't know why I was taking too much time here. So you know, I was just trying to, you know, I'm suffering to make this bag to, you know, stand upwards so that you guys can see what I am doing. Yeah, so okay, I'm just going to show you guys what it's going to look like if you do not insert your fishing line, you know, the working line, into the next 2 beads. So this is what I did. Okay, I saw that my fishing line was attached to 3 beads, and I picked up 3 beads, and I was prepared to cross with the 3rd bead, and I did cross with the 3rd bead, and this is how it was looking like. I'm going to cross, you guys can see, and that is not a shape you want. Okay, like it's clearly telling you that 1 bead is missing. Like it shows a circle of 6, but it's clearly telling you that 1 bead was missing. So this is what you're going to do when you get to this stage. You insert your working line into the following bead. Since it's attached to 1 bead already, you're just going to insert it into the next bead right there, right down. Wow, what did I just say? Down. I was about to say now, then. I'm sorry. Then you pick up 2 beads. Since our fishing line is about attached to 4 beads in total, we pick up 2 beads, and you're going to cross with the 2nd bead, and that is going to give us our circle of 6 that we need, basically. Yep. So you are just going to do that, and boom, that is how your bag is supposed to be looking like, right? Then you're just going to insert your fishing line to the following 2 beads. Then obviously you're going to pick up 3 beads because our fishing line will be attached to 3 beads. We need a total of another 3 beads to finish the circle of 6. So I'm going to pick up 3 beads with the other fishing line, then I'm going to cross with the 3rd bead, and I'm going to do this until we get to the end, and I'm going to show you guys what to do once we get there. So just keep on watching. Okay, so we're about halfway through the video, and it is customary and not really mandatory for me to say that if you haven't subscribed to this point, please do subscribe, because my analytics are telling me that most of you watch my videos and most of you are not subscribed. So please subscribe. It's free. It's just to click that subscribe button right there, and once you click it, you're going to see that bell. Make sure you turn that bell on and set it to all, so that anytime I post a new video, you're going to be the first person to see it. Please, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down in the comment section telling me what you think about the video, and if you have any requests on the bag that you want me to do, send it to my Instagram. I'll have the link down in the description box. Okay, so I also forgot to say, if you do end up recreating this bag, please send me a picture on my Instagram as well. Now let's continue our tutorial. I just inserted my fishing line into the next 2 beads of the previous row, and I've just inserted into the 2 beads of the side, as you see me do there. And our fishing line is attached to 2, 4, 5 beads right now, and of course you need just 1 bead to complete the circle of 6. So I just picked up my 1 bead and I crossed with the 1 bead. So this is how you're going to end every row. You end every row by crossing with 1 bead, and you start every row by picking up 2 beads and crossing with the 2nd bead. Okay, so I've just inserted my fishing line into the next 2 beads of the side, and I'm inserting it into the next 1 bead so that our fishing line will be attached to 2 beads on the previous row, and our fishing line is now attached to 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. And like I said, at the beginning of every row, you're going to end up with picking up 2 beads and crossing with the 2nd bead. So at the beginning of a row, you have to make sure both your fishing lines are attached to 4 beads, and you pick up 2 beads and cross with the 2nd bead. While at the end of the row, both your fishing lines are supposed to be attached to a total of 5 beads, and you're going to cross with 1 bead. Okay, so this is basically the pattern for the entire bag, and you're going to work this until you're going to get to the top, and getting to the top is going to cause a decrease. So row number 1 at the base, we had a total of 7 beads. Row number 2 is a total of 6 beads. Row number 3 is going to have a total of 5 beads. So this decrease is going to work until we get to the top, and the top, damn, I'm talking too much. And the top is going to be a circle of 1 bead. Wow. One circle of 6 beads. I don't know anymore. So yeah, you're going to end up with just one of the circles of 6 beads basically. So just keep on doing this until your bag basically cinches in on its own. Okay, we are almost at the end, right? And I'm just picking up 1 bead. You guys know we have to end the row with just 1 bead. Yep, and that is she right there. Then this is how you're going to end the, the final bead. Okay, so if I insert my fishnet into the next bead, my fishnet is attached to 2 beads right now, right? Then I'm going to insert it into the 2 bead at the side right there. So my fishnet is attached to 4 beads, and if I take the other fishing line and attach it to the next 2 beads, my fishnet is attached to 6 beads, so we have a total of 6 beads already. So now what do we do? Now this last part is going to be a little bit different. We're going to pick up 1 bead and cross with that 1 bead, so that last circle is going to be a total of 7 beads. And let me tell you guys why. Because we need that last bead at the top to be an odd number, so that is going to help us work the handle of our bag. So I have like a very long excess fishing line there, and I'm just going to let it be there because I'm not going to waste fishing line, and I'm basically going to use that to work the handle of my bag. Okay, so I'm going to repeat everything that I've just done for the side or the corner on the other side. So I'm just counting 7, inserting my fishing line into those 2 beads at the 7th bead, then inserting it into the next 2 bead of the 8th bead or the 1st bead of the base, right? You guys got that the first time, right? Then I'm going to pick up, since my fishing line is attached to 2 beads, I'm going to pick up 2 beads. Sorry, my fishing line is going to be attached to 4 beads, right? So I'm going to pick up 2 beads and cross with the 2nd bead. So that's going to complete our circle of 6. And then we are going to cross, and we are going to repeat basically the same thing that we did on the other side. So just rewatch the video if you didn't get it, to basically recreate everything on the other side. Yep. And just like magic, I'm sorry, so we have both our sides done. Like I said, that very last circle at the end should end up with a circle of 7 beads. So both my fishing lines at the end were long, so I just left them there so that I'll be able to build the handle. And now we're about to build the lid of our bag. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 of those pointed beads, right? You guys remember, right? Now we are going to go into the 2nd bead from each side, the 2nd pointed bead from each side, and that's where we're going to start working a handle. So I've inserted my fishing line into the 2nd bead, 2nd pointed bead, right? Or the 3rd bead of that row. I hope you get it. Then I'm going to make a circle of 6. So since my fishing line is attached to 1 bead already, I'm going to pick up 2 beads on one end of one of the fishing lines, 2 beads on the other end of the fishing line, of the other fishing line. That's a total of 4 beads that we've picked up. Then I'm going to cross with 1 bead, which is the 5th bead, and that gives us a circle of 6. I'm going to repeat the same thing again. Pick up 2 beads on the fishing line on my left, 2 beads on the fishing line on my right. Then I'm going to cross with the 5th bead, basically, or a new bead. Yep, so that is 2 circles of 4 that I have made right there. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm going to show you guys how many circles I end up doing. So this is me. I did 1 2 3 4 circles, and this is great. So the next circle I'm going to make is going to be a turning circle, which is going to help us to work the next row, I mean to say. So I'm going to pick up with the fishing line on my right. I'm going to pick up 5 beads, and I'm going to cross with the 5th bead. So this is going to turn our work, and you guys, I'm sure you guys know how to do this. We're going to just repeat the same pattern that we did when we are making our mat in the beginning. So I'm going to insert my fishing line into the following bead, like so. Then with the fishing line that's facing away from the work, I'm going to pick up a total of 4 beads because we want to complete that circle of 6. What is this bright light? Okay, so yeah, so we have our circle of 6 right there. Then you're going to insert your fishing line to the next 2 beads. Of course, you're going to pick up 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead. So I have a tutorial on my channel of this same pyramid bag, but many of you said I was too fast in explaining and the video was too fast, and someone also asked me to do a tutorial where the lid of the bag basically was not a triangle, because that tutorial I did it in yellow, and the lid of the bag was in sort of a triangular shape, decreases then increases. So someone wanted just a flat bag, like a straight sort of rectangular lid. So I said to do this. Okay, I hope this was helpful. So when you get to the end of your bag, you're just going to insert your fishing line onto the next two beads. Then look closely. You're going to insert our fishing line into that, that bead that is always, that depressing bead right there of that row. Then insert it into the next bead. Then move our fishing line. Do you see, guys? I hope you guys can see. So my fishing line is attached to 5 beads right now. And I am going to find one bead and I'm going to cross with that one bead. Okay, so that completes our row of 6. And to start the new row, of course, you have to insert your fishing line into that pointed bead right there. So starting a new row is always going to entail you inserting your fishing line into the pointed bead. Okay, so you're going to insert the other fishing line, the working line, into the next bead. Like I said, your fishing line is supposed to always be in 2 beads. Then you're going to pick up 3 beads and you're going to cross with the 3rd bead. Yep. Then you're going to work, of course, till you get down. Right, guys? I hope you guys are with me. So insert your fishing line into the next 2 beads, cross the 3rd bead. I'm going to let you guys watch because this is basically like I said, a 2-row repeat. This bag is basically a 2-row repeat, the entire bag. Okay, so work this until you get to the end of your row. So we've gotten to the end of our row again. Now we are going to pick up 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead, like you see me do. Okay, guys, good. Now our fishing line is going to go into that very last bead right there, right? Just that one bead. Then that same fishing line is going to pick up how many beads? We need 4 beads now because our fishing line is attached to 2 beads. Okay, I hope this is easy to understand. If you're working the bag, you're going to understand the math because this is basically math. We're talking about equilateral triangles. The only thing is that we're not working Pythagoras theorem here. We aren't squaring anything. So while you're working the bag, you're going to understand the math. Okay, so like I said, we just crossed with the 4th bead, right? Then you're going to insert your fishing line into the next bead, obviously. So your fishing line is attached to 2 beads. Then you're going to pick up how many beads now? If your fishing line is attached to 2 beads, you're going to pick up 4 beads again. Okay, right? I hope you guys got it. So we are doing the math, but not that type of math. We are not calculating Pythagoras theorem here. We are not calculating the area of an equilateral triangle. No, we're not doing all of that. Okay, we've left math class. I don't know if you guys do math again. I don't. So yep. So I just worked the same pattern until I got to the end of the row. The 2nd bead from the side, the 2nd pointed bead from the side that I showed you guys at the beginning of when we basically started the lid. I don't know how to speak English anymore, so you guys should bear with me. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and complete the row real quick. Okay, so here we are. Since we started the row with a pointed bead, we obviously have to end the row with the same pointed bead. So I'm just going to leave my fishing line, my working line, the same place where it is. Then I'm going to pick up the number 4 beads I'm supposed to pick up, right? Insert it into that one bead that my working line was supposed to go in. And I'm doing this because I want both lines to be on one place so that I can tie it together, right? So I'm just going to tie it together, and my fishing line is long. I am not going to cut it off. I'm just going to work it into the bag because you guys obviously know what's going to come. Okay, so I'm going to work it to the middle of the lid, and that is basically where I am going to attach my bag tag. Is it a bag tag? Is that okay to call it that? Bag, my logo, my brand name tag for my whatever. So if you don't want to do that, you could attach a magnetic lock to your bag if you want it to close very well. You could attach your magnetic lock, then cover up that magnetic lock with your brand bag tag. with that, mine's a butterfly basically. Yeah, so just do that. So I'm going to leave those fishing lines there. Then we're going to work on the handles. So do you guys see that one bead that we have right there? Good, I'm sure you see it. You do see it. That's 7 bead, right? Now I'm going to insert one of the fishing lines around, that first pointed bead on the front of the bag, and the pointed bead at the back of the bag. Those are the beads that we skipped so that we won't work the lid in there. So I've just inserted my line round. So please watch the tutorial if I'm too late to explain or whatever. So I did that, then pick up 3 beads, cross with the 4th bead, and we are basically building a handle, which is a tube that I like to call a 3x3 tube, or 3x3 handle, right? So you're just going to pick up those first 3 beads, cross to the 2nd bead, pick up 2 beads, cross to the 2nd bead. I hope what I said was right. Pick up the first 3 beads, cross to the 3rd bead, then insert your fishing line into the next of those 3 beads. Pick up 2 beads, cross to the 2nd bead, insert your fishing line into the last of the 3 beads, because we are working, like I said, it is a 3x3 tube. I don't know what was going on here. Like, my fishing line is crazy some days. So I'm just going to insert my fishing line into the next of the 3 beads, like so. Then I'm going to insert it into the very first bead of the row, right? Then I'm going to pick up just 1 bead and I'm going to cross with the 1 bead. I hope that made sense. So you're just still going, wow, I can't talk. You are going to end up with another 3 beads like this, and you're going to start all over again. Pick up 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead. Then you are going to insert your fishing line, the one facing down, into the following bead. Pick up 2 beads, cross with the 2nd bead, like so. Then into the next of the last of the 3 beads, you insert your fishing line there, then into the very first bead of the row, and you are going to cross with 1 bead, and you are going to repeat this. This is the pattern for a handle. Like I said, I like to call it a 3x3 handle because there is a 4x4 handle. Don't ask me why I call them that. It's just very easy for me to understand it that way, right? Yeah, so that is it for the handle. By the way, guys, I just want to put this out there. Immediately after posting this video, I am releasing an entire series, which is a beginner friendly tutorials for people who want to learn how to make beaded bags. Like, if you want to get into making beaded bags, like you don't know where to start, the materials, how to start the matting method, whatever, that tutorial of those tutorials are going to be made for you. So by the way, I'm going to be making a poll on the channel, and that poll is basically, I'm going to be asking you guys if you guys want me to make it like in a 1 block video, like that's going to be like an hour long, or I should do them in separate videos. I'm thinking separate videos so that if you guys need to find something, you guys are going to find it easily. But I'm going to make the poll and you guys are going to tell me how you want me to do the video, okay? And that video is going to be dropped at the end of this week. So anybody that you think would like to learn how to make beaded bags from like scratch, from having nothing, tell them about that video, okay? Okay, so I spoke too much and forgot about the handle. So I did a total of 24 rows for this handle. So I did some on the other side, like I said, because I had that excess fishing line right there. So I did a total of 24 rows, and I'm going to draw what? I'm so I'm going to join with the 25th one, please. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth. I've been talking too much. Like, making these tutorials make me to talk a lot, and I'm not someone who talks a lot. So I'm just going to insert my fishing line in 1 bead, then insert it into the corresponding bead on the other side of the bag, okay? Right? That made sense? I'm going to show you guys again. So both my fishing lines are out on both ends, right? So I'm going to pick up 1 bead, right? As you can see, those are the 3 beads right there, and I'm going to match them up with the 3 beads on the other side. Make sure they're matched up, okay? So that is the the top of our triangle basically. I just inserted my fishing line there, pick up 1 bead again, then I'm going to cross, right? So I'm going to insert my fishing line into the next bead on ground. I know you guys probably can see, but you're just going to insert them into the following corresponding beads on the handle and on the base. Then pick up one bead and do the same crossing or attaching, and that is basically it. You just need those 3 beads to be able to join your bag. And I'm just going to move my fishing line into the next bead, then into the first bead of that row, and I'm going to make sure both fishing lines meet each other. Then I'm going to tie it off right there. So that is basically it. So if you want to make your handle longer, you can go ahead and do that. Make your handle longer, you can make it shorter. I just like the shorter ones. Okay, I just feel like they look more responsible, right? And if you want to make this bag bigger, you can customize it, right? So I advise you to just look for sort of a multiple of 3 if you want your bag to be, the bags obviously are going to be equilateral triangles, so you can make it a multiple of 3 sort of bag. I hope that made sense. Let me give an example. If you want your bag to be bigger, you can make, instead of making 21 rows, you can do 28 or 30. Let's take 30. So if you want to take 30, know that each side of your triangle is going to be 15. So you're going to start by making a chain at the beginning of 30, right? Then you're just going to work. Then obviously each side is going to be 10, right? So you can even make it less than that, right, guys? I hope all I'm saying is making sense, right? Just do the math. Like I said, just do the math. So I just moved my fishing lines to 1 bead at each end. Then I don't know if I was supposed to show the tutorial on how I attach these things, but if you guys want to watch, just slow it down. It's self-explanatory. I just inserted both my fishing lines into the holes from the back to the front. Then I just moved the fishing lines upwards until they got to one place, and I tied it off, then moved the fishing line around the back and I tucked it in, and that was basically it. So go to the settings and slow down the video if you want to see, like, I don't know if anybody wants to see that, but I just keep putting that out there. So the phone test, you guys, I always try to make sure that my phones enter the bag. So this is like my biggest phone case, and she enters. Okay, don't mind me looking like I'm struggling. She enters easily. Okay, so you could put your entire family in this bag, so they will get in. They'll get in. So that is basically it for the tutorial. Tell me what you think that in the comment section. If you want me to make other bags like that you've seen, you want me to recreate them, please send it to me on my Instagram. The link is going to be in the description box, and I'm also going to leave it in the comment section so you guys can easily see it. If you have any queries, you can ask me that in the comment section, or you can ask me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to check out that playlist for beginner beaders, and I have other trendy bag tutorials up on my channel. Make sure you check them out. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, click notification bell, send me a DM on my Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.